Hello everybody, and I should say buenos dias, or what, I don't know, my Spanish is quite limited, and that's actually the only words that I can speak. I would have to switch back to English, or maybe Chinese if you prefer.
Yeah, Chinese is better, please.
Alright,
Depends
so
on which dialect.
Okay, good one. I should say thank you very much for Bioconservacion to invite me to speak here. I would also like to thank Brent, especially to introduce us in this place. Okay. Oh, that's not a microphone, so I got two tools. But, thank you very much, Brent, for introducing us here. I really appreciate it. Is it working? Yeah. All right. The purpose of my presentation is actually trying to present what we have done and also what we are doing. And the most important part is also we're trying to seek possibilities of discussing the future steps of what we can do for all our audience here. So simply to say, Cydiance is a brand. I'm not sure if you guys know or maybe not know. Simply to say, we make temperature loggers. The last two presentations actually they speak a lot of temperature, and we are actually the temperature guy. Let me check. So we were going to present is, first of all, we will present something we are doing now. The USB one is actually the most familiar one that you might know. It is equipped with the USB port, which you normally use. I would like to say some advantages of our device comparing to other competitors. Our device currently have PDF and CSV file, which can be generated at the same time. We also have a function which is called the first hour stop proof. This is something that we developed together with Bioconservacion. It's actually from the feedback from Bioconservacion. So we actually developed that. The meaning of this is once you start the device, it can't be stopped in the first hour, which means to prevent mistakenly stop from the operator of the device. We have all the equipment, all this one, the BioLogs, equipped with a NIST approved sensor, which is actually manufactured by Texas Instruments from the States. The duration of the battery is actually it's a durable battery which is imported from Japan, and it endures the -30 temperature range, which is we have all the records that proven that it's been working like 60 days under these -30, even -32, and it's still having batteries left. We are also now integrating with the platform. The platform is something that I'm going to speak a little bit later. It's something that we have been doing in the past 6 months, and we are very proud to present this stuff. The next one is the real-time ones. I believe this is something that currently is very hot in the market. The real-time ones is because it's equipped with a SIM card inside, so you can actually transfer all the data every 15 or 60 minutes to the cloud, to the internet. So people can actually type in the laptop and find out what's happening now with the temperature, humidity, and location. We have all these devices as a single use, so we are also considering about the recycling program, which we want to discuss with all you guys here and see if it's a possible solution to recycle. The sensor equipped inside is Swiss made, so it is compliant with NPL, which is National Physical Laboratory from the UK, and it's also comply with PTB, which is from Deutschland, and then at least from the States. It gives a very accurate record, which is about 0.3 accuracy centigrade. Apparently, the location is decided by the telecom base station. It is not GPS one, it is the LBS one. GPS cannot work in the containers because of it's a closed environment. So LBS actually it collects signals from about 7 base stations, telecom base stations, and then do a triangular calculation in order to decide where roughly the device is. The accuracy is about 1 kilometer to 2 kilometers. It might vary because of the signal strength. But anyway, normally it will be enough for the representation of international trading activities, which is 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers is fine. The Shipment Insight covered more than 200 countries and with more than 600 telecom service providers. So it's covering most of the continents, including Antarctica. But I don't think there's anything there in Antarctica. So, but well, it's covered. The only exception will be Korea. Korea has just stopped all the 2G network. So
And Japan?
in Korea.
Japan also.
Japan, it's still on the list actually.
Even
It's still on the list.
Singapore doesn't have 2G.
Which one, sorry?
Singapore doesn't have 2G.
Singapore, we have 3 telecom service providers there
We don't have
connecting.
2G.
Well, this is actually something that we are going to send the device there to test. We have the plan to send device to Singapore, Taiwan, and also Canada, which is we're trying to prove that if because on the device side it's okay, but we need to find out if the 2G network is still working there. Battery inside is about the same size as mobile phone. It can be, there are 2 different options, 15 days and 60 days. Apparently, these real-time units, they are integrated with the platform. So we are talking about platform for 2 times now. And this is actually something that we are very proud to present. The next things I'm going to do is trying to introduce you all the platforms. Before I present these platforms, I would like to ask all you guys a question. That is, what tools do you normally use for your daily communication and document sharing in your business? Would be WhatsApp. Okay, yeah, it's like instant message, and also telephone, emails. I think this is the most common things that you are currently using. And I believe most of the audience here are experts in international trading business. Me myself, I graduated from Shanghai Institute of Foreign Trade 2003. This is actually the institute that brings China into the World Trade Organization. And afterwards, I have been in international trading business for about 15 years now. So I trust I can share with the same common experience with all the audience here. So yes, all these tools I've been using in the past 15 years. And well, they are very good. They are easy to use and everybody's using. But I've got a little trouble with all these, the means. That is, we are having hundreds of emails or phone calls or messages, the information every day. We're trying to be organized, trying to collect the correct information. The problem is, even if we are organized, we do not know our colleague or our partner, supplier, importers or exporters, if they are organized. So eventually there will be a problem that if we want to find something, it might take some time, or it might be wrong information. It might actually cause the problem of importing. So I'm thinking, what will be the cause of all these problems? And I think about it should be what I call information fragmentation. These are all fragments of information. it might include incomplete information which is transferred from A to B and then C. The message might be already been cut down to a short piece, so it's not complete. It probably is in a different meaning. There might also be a problem of expired information, which means when we deliver a message, we do not normally we do not give it a valid date. So it might be just expired. It's not current. It's something that already happened. There will also be lost in. This is like lost in translation, language barriers. Blind part is something that between exporting to importing, there will be a ocean, the Pacific Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean, which you can't actually see anything on this road. So there might be also a misunderstanding in between different parties due to some emotional conversation, so maybe some lost. In order to solve this problem, we think about it. Last summer, we have like 2 weeks of talking, trying to find out if there's a way. And we realized the easiest way is to put all the information, all the updated information together. We put everything together. And then we think about there should be a platform which can be physically doing this thing. So we call the answer is Sciencebook. So we made a book. So in this book, there will be pages. Every shipment will be a page, and it's a one page. We have logistic information, which is from the shipping company. And it might also include the goods, the commodity information. There will also be, because we are temperature, we'll focus on temperature, so we never forget temperature things. Right? It integrate temperature, humidity, and also location things into this same page for each shipment. There is a document section which you can upload and manage all your documents in this same page, so you never miss it. After that, there will be a notification system. That's something it must have. A notification, and we want to make it a collaboration platform that's easy for everybody to use. We're thinking of doing the analysis and report, and this is on the plan, because we do not fully understand what kind of report the exporters or importers they would prefer. But this is something that we can discuss, and we're trying to make it. And hopefully we can have a discussion afterwards so we can fix some of this. So take it for example, if this platform is for logistic manager, it is a integrated tracking tool first, apparently, that you can track all the temperature, humidity graphs on this same page. This is actually the actual page, on the left side. It's the actual page of the platform. So each one is one shipment. It's starting from the top to the bottom. There will be one page. And on this same page, you can track the temperature, the humidity, and the location. We have also introduced in geofence, which is a function that you can set a certain point, give it a radius. So once the device entering into this geofencing area, there will be a notification sending directly to the platform. Also, if you want, you're willing, you can send to your email and SMS. On the same page, you can do multiple devices and shipments. There will be a list of all the shipments. There will also be, for each shipment, you can connect with multiple devices. So in order to cover, there are some shipments, some containers you place probably more than one devices, but you can everything you can connect with this one shipment. And yes, document and photo managing. This is something that you upload from anywhere, local computer, or it's from other partners. Event log and notification system is something that it records all the activities that you have done to this shipment, because there might be more than one people doing with the shipment. So we will record every activity, creating the shipment, edit the shipment, or connecting some devices, uploading some pictures, deleting some pictures. It will be like this. Everything will be recorded in order to prevent that if there's anyone doing something which is unauthorized. It's connected. I mean, the platform is integrated with all the devices on the left bottom side. I would like to actually, I forgot to introduce that the product name on the left side is the most left side is called Pura. It is a temperature, humidity, and location device. The next one is called Loca. It's a temperature and location device. Then we get two other offline ones. The first one is C1 Plus, which generates PDF and CSV. Second one is actually a Bluetooth one, which I will introduce later. And then we also take an example for if you are you're working as a boss. Well, actually, all of you guys are actually boss, so you don't need to imagine it. What you do is manage at a glance, which means because we have a list of all shipment that's in this platform. So from the first glance, you can see what's the status of each shipment. If it is planned shipment or if it is current shipment or it's delivered. And if there is something like a small bear there, that means it's already being activate alarm there. There's a lot there. There might be something different, something wrong with it.
Yeah.
And this could be temperature, temperature breach or humidity breach, or it might be ETA breach, which means the estimated time of arrival. If the shipment is not confirmed the delivery after a certain period of time, the system will automatically send the information set, and it's judge this shipment as an overdue shipment. Then it send all the notifications to email, said this is not finished. You might have to do something with it. We got boss will have easy access to all the shipment inside if he wants. If his time is not enough, then he just have a look at the list. But if he's got interest to any certain shipment, then he can easily access into it. We got emergency notification. This is actually something that I've already explained. It's connected with email. Every time you log in with your email, so it's sending email address the notification. And there will be SMS connected too. But this is something that you might have to pay a certain charge because SMS is not charged by us. It's charged by the telecom service provider. Periodic report, it's something like I mentioned, it's something that we need to discuss. I want to discuss with you guys, and then we work out what is a report. It might be a certain period, let's say 30 days, a month, or a quarter. Then you compare with all the shipments you have. Give out an analysis report, see which logistics service provider is better, because we actually have the logistic part information already included in this shipment. So we can have analysis based on these informations. The best part of this shipment is actually for cooperation in between different partners. This is collaborate with, I call this is actually a shipment tracking and collaboration platform. So tracking is the first thing, collaboration is the second. Collaboration, it's between different partners. The way to get all these people inside is to invite them. The one who create the shipment will be able to invite anyone he think it's involved in this shipment into the page. It might be the exporter, importer, or it might be the forward, the logistic partners. It also can be an inspector. For whomever you invited in, you will be able to define the privilege of the person. If it's okay to edit everything, or it's just, I mean, there is a privilege setting, so you can limit the person in a certain area. Documents and photos. This is something that I just mentioned in another part for logistic manager. But here, I would also like to say we have a function that is for easy uploading of the photo on site. We think there might be some problems with the operators on site to install an app or trying to log into the book in the system to upload some photos. So we have developed a link that you can send from the system to whoever on the site. It's a link that you can open with any phone, any mobile phone. Then there will be a page pop up which you can use to upload the picture. The picture will directly go into this certain shipment, and the operator that's on site will not be able to have any privilege except uploading the photo. And that's what his only thing he can do. Instant communication is a function for each page, for each shipment that you can have. It's like a chat room. So everyone involved in this shipment will be able to chat to each other, to communicate. Basically, it means every information will be stored for this shipment. So if you want something to do with this shipment, you chat in this shipment, and it will never be messed with other shipments. And this is something just now I was telling you that this is a Bluetooth device I want to introduce. We have a Bluetooth one which just been released 2 weeks ago. And we are currently working on the app, the mobile app, to connecting with the device. It's almost finished, but currently it's Chinese New Year in China. So basically we can't do anything. We can't do anything there. It's just stopped.
Just celebrate.
Well, yeah, I don't know if it's like we call it a celebration, because everybody actually is gathering back at home, but it's mostly about eat and drink, and it's actually I mean it's hard, it's tiring. Eating every day, it's drinking every day, it's tiring. So come back to this Bluetooth one. The Bluetooth, it gives possibility to access the data without actually connecting to computer, and it's probably something similar like what Andrew just mentioned about the RFID things. The best part of Bluetooth is we don't need an extra device or equipment to detect the Bluetooth signal. Almost every mobile phone has the function of receiving Bluetooth signals. So we will be having an app named Hive. The device itself, we named it B. So it's like B in connecting with the Hive. And then the Hive itself will automatically upload all the information into the book. So that then you got every data automatically. As long as you open your app once, there will be data around you. I mean, like 40 meters, all the device will be uploaded into the platform. It's easy, and it also gives a possibility of tracking the location in this way. I mean, the system will record the possession of the current mobile phone it's used, and then send together with the information, with the data information, temperature information onto the same website. So it records some part of the locations. It gives it like a semi-real-time device, and it's cheaper. We have tested from accessing date. We tried all the ways, and we found maximum we can do is with 400 more brick wall. So it should be enough. I mean, if you are not want to climb into the container, then you're still able to get all the data information. As normal, as just said, Mr. Matteo said, there will be normally 2 devices in the container. One is close to the gate, that probably is very inside into the container. You can then access to the data without climbing into it, and that's even not possible. So this is something that I would like to introduce to. And there are also a lot of future plans for this platform that we want to discuss with all the audience here. We have the plan to integrate with China custom information, so as to provide you the information of how the commodities, the goods, have been cleared or it's stuck somewhere, or what's the procedure. There is also, we are currently discussing with GS1. GS1 is a barcode system. It's a standard company. And then from scanning of that barcode, we'll be able to know the details of the commodity. If it's the name, the brand, the package, and also the origin. And then if it's scanned, it's automatically connecting into the platform. So for every shipment, you have something that's all standardized. It's not input manually. Inspection integration is again something that I think it should be. Currently, the plan is just to simply upload all the documents, all the inspection documents directly into the platform. But a future step can be if there is a demand or request on inspection report, then we can probably develop a page that's specifically for inspection, for inspectors. And we will give the inspector a privilege for him to upload everything in a certain format. So it's standardized. So after all the introduction of this platform, we think it's actually like a logistic assistant 24/7. And everything inside, the purpose of this platform is trying to make everything traceable. Every matter will be notified to whoever is concerned. And also you will be not having the problem with your emails, your phone calls, messages, you're tired of finding something, search for something, you miss something. And the platform itself is something we started in last summer. It takes us currently 7 months. We have successfully have the first edition of this platform. And this is a platform that based on the demand of our current clients and also the distributors. And we always thinking of trying to make something that's suitable for all the distributors here, and it's something we want to cooperate. We're not making something that we think and we will sell, but we're trying to cooperate with the audio guys and have all the, if possible, have all the comments and requests. If there's detailed requests, just let us know and we'll integrate into it. It will be something that's specially designed for all the Biocon partners here. And we work for you. And if possible, there will be like making something like a future marketplace for all the distributors here to list all your products in different countries. And this is also the platform. And yeah, that is all about the temperature device and platform things. And if you have any questions, just ask me now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Austin. I've got a question before anyone else asks it. So I don't know. The Chinese are talking about developing a new GPS system to replace the existing American system, which is basically is so insecure. Not insecure. It's just so. It's only 1 meter. So the question really is that a lot of technologies we're talking about, location technologies, even sort of inside confined space. How? As a Chinese, I'm asking you, whether you think that the new GPS system developed by the Chinese could actually revolutionize a lot of, let's say, sub-location systems?
Yeah, I believe what you're talking about is actually the Beidou system. This is something like similar to GPS and Galileo in Europe. Yes, it is a technology that we also track all the time. This is something that will be used to track even on the ocean side. And yes, we believe that it's something that can, if possible, we're trying to bring into our technology. But the problem is it's not always as open as GPS. Currently, it's only limited to use of military. Some certain companies which is related to the government, and they will be able to use it. And it's not fully commercial.
So with GPS, which it was basically a demilitarized version that America made available for the world of production, logistics, shipping, and all that. And mobile phones. I mean, are there any specific questions to Austin? Now's the time.
I have questions. Austin, you mentioned that the platform will have ability to do chatting on a specific shipment.
Yeah.
So when you're chatting, you will only see chatting when you're chatting on a specific shipment. The chat will only appear for that shipment. If you go to another shipment, you will have
It's separated.
So if you wanna find out what happened during the shipment, I mean, it will be recorded, and you just go through all the conversations
The history.
and the history of the chatting, and it will be only showing on that one, and it will be a separate chat per
You're
every
right.
shipment. Oh, that's
You're right.
fantastic.
Yeah, basically, on every shipment, there will be a separate chatting space.
Now,
So-
how many geofences do you guys can you set on every single shipment? Do you have a max?
It's the current design is for three
Three.
different spots.
Okay.
But we're thinking of from the very start, if the demand, the request is not that big, we can set 2 and 5. It's also depend on the actual demand from the market.
Now, on the Bluetooth, can you have the driver having his phone connecting to the
Yes.
Bluetooth and acting like a real-time? If it's a road transportation.
You mean like it's sitting in the cabin and then trying to connect?
And driving,
with the device
and then so
in the car?
you will be acting as a real-time device.
Theoretically, yes, you can do, and this could be a very good idea. The problem is again with the signal. If the
He will have whatever he has signal.
yeah
He will be sending data,
yes
but it is possible that he will be acting kind of a real-time monitoring.
We have to think about that. If the device itself is connecting with a mobile phone all the time, then it's apparently every five minutes it will record a position and then sending up to the website. However, the problem is with the connection in between the device and the mobile phone, because it's Bluetooth. And Bluetooth is not that strong signal, especially if it comes to a block. If it's a steel block, then signals might be decrease very quickly. And especially if the driver is in the cabin, the cargo is inside the box, there'll be a lot of steel in between, and it makes it almost impossible to do that. It will be only possible if you getting some physical connection in between. It's like an amplifier that you put connected together with.
What's the distance between the phone and the device on the unit?
It's Bluetooth.
Yeah, but what is 10 meters, 20 meters?
Well, depends on if there are any blocks inside. If it's open space, it can actually reach to like 40 meters, 50 meters, no problem. But if there are some certain blocks in between, then it's reduced very quickly.
Okay. Thank you.
Are your devices good for use in air shipments as well? Do they need to be accepted by the airlines?
Yeah, For the USB ones, we have all the IATA certification approval from we got our certificate, so this is no problem. We are also applying now to try to get a certificate for the real-time devices. The problem is about battery. Battery is about 5,000 mAh, so it is a little bit big, but we're sorted out. It will be used for air freight too, no problem. The thing I need to mention is if it's used in air freight, I mean the real-time ones, then still there will be a problem on sending data in the air because there's no telecom space station. So basically, it's still a period that you do not receive any temperature data. But once it's landed, it's connected to the telecom service, then it will upload everything back into the platform.
I've got a question. To go back to ocean freight. Does this, for example, interface with the Maersk remote monitoring system? So that, for example, that data were to be sent to using the remote system of Maersk, and then you could, for example, change the temperature remotely if required. Do they work together?
You mean to use the system that Maersk is equipping on this vessel?
Yes.
It might be very expensive to use that system. It's a good idea, but I don't think it's possible. Maersk is also equipped with their own system on each container and sending data of tracking the container base on the container base to give their clients certain information of the containers. It's like a temperature and location information of the container. It's a little bit different with ours because we are focused on the goods side, on commodity based. But they are focused on container based. They will have some shipment from door to door, but not every shipment. And what we're doing is we make every shipment, tracked from door to door. So that's the difference.
Thank you.
I don't know if you said it, but I don't notice. The shelf life of your two devices before using them, how long?
It's 1 year.
1 year.
Yeah. Especially on the USB ones, we actually have a longer shelf life on that. But as I just mentioned, because of the calibration issue, the calibration itself, professional to say it is valid in 1 year. So we can make the shelf life longer, but considering about the calibration, we just will put it as 1 year.
Yeah, I'm Fred from the Philippines. I didn't know it, I have heard about it, but where is it made from? Which country?
Sorry?
Is it made in China or China?
Most of the components, they are actually imported. For example, the CPU inside is imported from Freescale, which is based in the States. And also the sensors, which is the most important part, is imported from Texas Instrument. The other components, they are either imported from Japan or Korea, but everything there they assembled in China.
So what's the warranty?
The warranty is what we give actually from us, from Cydiance.
So how long? 1 year?
It's the same, yeah.
Okay. And availability?
The
item, if the client would order it, how fast?
Normally it will take 2 to 3 weeks. It depends on the season, but we need a forecast of the volume. Like currently we are experiencing Chinese New Year, and it's impossible to make any delivery during this period.
Well, I guess with regards to my last question is how much of the price will just coordinate by upon? The pricing?
I think this could be something that we can discuss through Bioconservacion. This is only a technical issues.
Thank you.
Turn
Thank you very much.
Turn that to the back.
Any more questions? Any more questions for any of the other speakers who spoke before? Because I'm totally I've got to keep you here for another 5 minutes because I think
What's the menu for today?
I've got a question.
What's the menu for today?
Miriam, help me out. I've got no idea. So, put it that way, none of us will be lunch. So, I think if there are no more questions, we just have to call it a day or a morning.